First here at 11 o'clock, an 18-year-old boy has died after a weekend shooting that happened in Shively. It happened about 8 Saturday night on Cheviot Drive near Crumbs Lane. Shively police discovering 2 teenagers, a female and a male, with several gunshot wounds. Police have confirmed that the boy died at the hospital. The girl's injuries are not considered to be life-threatening. And right here tonight, we are back in Shively, where shattered windows are still broken days after the shocking violence that rattled an entire neighborhood, even stunning a man who lived right through a war zone. Hello, everybody, on this Monday night. I'm Doug Proffitt. WHAS 11 team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Levi Hammer show us the damage left at the scene.
In the clear evening sun, this is the scene 2 days after what Shively police are calling a targeted fatal shooting on Cheviot Road.
Boom, boom, boom.
Shattered glass on front windows, the chaos taking a military vet who lives on this street back to his days serving our country.
I'm a veteran. It was like it was war. The gunpowder continuously, boom, 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 boom. I immediately told my wife and my family to get down.
This is what Shively homeowner, Elder Wendell Lewis Sr.'s car looks like after the attack.
Well, I'm not one into material things. Yes, it's a BMW. I retired, and wife said, get you a nice car. But my focus was no one was hurt in my home. To me, life is number one.
Another neighbor on the next street over also recalls the loud commotion.
I was sitting there watching TV, and I had to pause my TV because I heard gunshots like it was New Year's. You know what I'm saying? I thought people were shooting in the air.
Shively police found a man and woman in their late teens suffering from gunshot wounds Saturday evening. The 18-year-old man suffering from life-threatening injuries, and both individuals were taken to the hospital.
This stuff don't happen over here, you know what I mean? This is the suburbs. It's a good neighborhood, you know. We got high school right up the street and good people all in this neighborhood, so it's just shocking.
Shively police did confirm the male victim died, making this the 5th fatal shooting within the neighborhood in the past 3 months.
In January, a juvenile was fatally shot on Kennedy Road. Police arrested and charged DeMontez Hutchings with a murder, and a fatal shooting at a Crumbs Lane apartment complex in February took the life of 3 teens.
It's not the way, whatever beef you have going on with anyone, but to take their life in a tragic way.
Concern looming over neighbors as Shively police continues to search for the person or people who took a young life right in front of their home, leaving behind the still present evidence of that violence. In Shively, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
For an update for our story tonight, we did contact Shively police for comment about the fatal shootings. In a statement, they said, quote, "This is not something that our department takes lightly. This level of violence within our city is an anomaly. All available resources are being utilized to arrest the individual or individuals involved. Anyone with information can help Shively police detectives. By the way, we've got the number to their tip line, and here it is. It is 502-930-2SPD. You see it there on the lower part of your screen. That's 930-2SPD for the Shively tip line. A developing story right now in Okolona. Police are asking for your help in a hit and run that happened tonight. Metro police officers say a motorcyclist was hit on Preston Highway just before 8:30. The man was riding in the middle turn lane of the highway just before the outer loop. A car was also driving in the middle lane, police say, when the two hit each other. But the driver of the car did not stop at the scene, took off, did not call police either. The motorcyclist is in the hospital with what police are saying are life-threatening injuries. If you saw anything or have video that could help police, call them anonymously at 574-LMPD. We have sad news to report tonight from Kentucky's health commissioner. 2 more children have died from the flu, including 1 child living right here from Metro Louisville. Kentucky health officials say a child in Barron County, Kentucky also died, making a total of 3 children in Kentucky who have now died from the flu. Dr. Stephen Stack with the Department for Public Health in Kentucky says it's important to take necessary precautions like getting the flu vaccine, washing your hands, and staying home if you feel sick. The CDC says this is the worst flu season that we have had in 15 years. A member of a notorious and violent gang is caught in southern Indiana as police say he was waiting Saturday night right outside a Clarksville restaurant where he attempted to kill a man. Today, Mario Rios appearing in court in southern Indiana after allegedly stabbing a man over the weekend in Clarksville. Rios charged with attempted murder, and police say Rios is suspected to be a member of the powerful and feared MS-13 gang, which dates back to the 1980s in California. Clarksville Police Chief Nathan Wall says the stabbing took place at a strip mall near Blackiston Mill Road and Marlowe Drive.
I mean, the assumption is, the assumption it was obviously targeted. I mean, it's other people walk out the door first and he didn't run up on them, but when this guy walks out the door, he hunts him down.
Clarksville police say the suspect parked and waited outside the restaurant. Police say the victim, who has not been named by police, is in stable condition. That's as of tonight.
What we are convinced of is that the victim is not gang. It's not a gang-on-gang related situation. We're pretty convinced that that the victim is. They may have had a history of, we don't know.
According to the U.S. Department of Justice, MS-13 is one of the largest street gangs in the United States. Happening all new tonight, the WHAS11 night team returned to Old Louisville to check on residents who are now out of their homes after a major fire. Investigators believe a 3-story apartment fire there in Old Louisville was caused by smoking material in the back. According to Captain Donovan Sims of Louisville Fire, the fire started on the upper floors at about 8 o'clock last night. It happened on South 3rd Street in a 6-unit complex. The fire grew so big, additional crews had to be called to the scene, where it took 40 minutes to contain. Several people have no home to return to, including renters Mercy and Casey. Now, WHAS11 night team photojournalist Emma Gefter was there tonight when they saw the debris of what used to be their home.
It got so bad at one point that you couldn't even be close to the apartment. I had to just retreat.
I just love Old Louisville. I love all these old beautiful houses. I hate that we had to lose that old architecture because you could see all the detailing. The fire started on the back porch. My sister was visiting with her 1-year-old son. We were in the living room in the front of the apartment. My sister goes back to the kitchen to get something, and then she just sees a fire through the back door, illuminating the back door. I'm like, what the heck, what the heck? I start running over there. I went to open the door because I didn't know how big it was. I'm like, go get your baby, go get your son. I grabbed the fire extinguisher, maybe contain this. It was not containable. I opened that door and the fire just comes right up and kisses me in the face. So that's what's going on here. All the neighbors came out immediately, which is wonderful.
Yeah, you were knocking on their doors, getting them out.
No harm. My sister knocked on everyone's doors and got them out.
Smoke just filled the entire block, back another block or two. It was a terrifying sight, just seeing smoke billowing out of the top of the building. Finding out this morning, many of our belongings have been burned or just covered in smoke and soot. So
it's we had the chance to go up there before our landlord said don't go up there, and just looking around, I'm like, I don't even know what to grab.
We do a lot of community events, so to see the same care that we give to the community given back to us is truly rewarding.
Photojournalist Emma Gefter back on the scene in Old Louisville there. Mercy and Casey, by the way, are both local Louisville creatives. There was a GoFundMe account set up for them right now. We've got a link for you on the WHAS11 website. Only on the WHAS11 night team, journalists putting heat on the Kentucky Senate right now to protect student publications from censorship. It's a bill that's been in the making for years. Several Kentucky schools are throwing their support behind what's called the New Voices Bill. WHAS11 night team's Alex Dieterer talked with a Mount Washington student hoping to protect their free speech.
To protect the voice of student press.
The ultimate goal of the New Voices Bill, which is sitting in the Kentucky Senate where it's been for decades.
As student journalists, we have the training, and everything that we have learned for the past 4 years has built us up to be prepared to tell meaningful journalism and truthful journalism.
The bill establishes new protections for student journalists by limiting when school administrators can censor their work, protecting student journalists like Bullitt East High School senior Milana Ilichkovich.
Schools in Kentucky cannot post a story about teen pregnancy, and their stories that are considered harsh subjects are censored. With the New Voices bill, the only stories that are published by us are going to be the truth.
New Voices has passed in 18 other states. Ilichkovich is the student coordinator for New Voices Kentucky and is pushing for Kentucky to be added to that list.
If we were censored or if we had to go through prior review, we would not be able to produce our journalism in a timely manner. It would lose the meaning and it would lose its sense of purpose.
Bullitt East High School's worked with other schools like DuPont Manual to get the New Voices bill passed through the Kentucky Senate, where it was first introduced in 1990.
The stronger the coalition, the more likely we are to pass a bill.
Larry Steinmetz is a student advisor at Bullitt East and has been working to pass New Voices since 2018.
Well, we want to really be the side of the informed story. You know, we're making ethical decisions. We understand press law, and we're making decisions based on that.
Pushing to protect the future of student journalism.
It's truly the future of our country, and getting kids more involved, getting them to use their voice and understanding how to do that is going to make them better across the board.
The bill is sponsored by Kentucky Senate Minority Leader Gerald Neal.
I support freedom of speech.
The former educator turned senator putting the student-led bill back on the table.
It's good when young people take an interest outside of themselves, a broader interest, and it has the potential of dealing with something that should be dealt with in society.
Those students continue to amplify their voices in protection of the First Amendment.
We're really going to take action, and we're not going to take no for an answer.
Until then, they're using their voices to make sure others aren't silenced. In Mount Washington, Alex Dieter, the WHAS11 Night Team on your side.
Very interesting. And by the way, the bill has not been heard yet on the Kentucky Senate floor. We'll keep you posted on its movement there. A traffic alert tonight. A 2-year construction project is underway on River Road. You heard me right, 2 years long. Louisville Water Company is replacing a 54-year-old section of pipes there, reaching the end of their lifespan. The water company says where River Road meets Zorn Avenue by the water tower is closed right now, but businesses will remain open and have asked that we emphasize that to you, that they are open. They tell us there's already been confusion about whether you can get to them or not, but you can with local access. This first phase of the 2-year project is expected to wrap up in September. A part of Bardstown Road in Louisville is back open following this crash with a semi-truck. Take a close look right here. That car underneath the truck. The frightening scene is the car went right underneath the truck in this crash. It happened about 7 this morning at Lancashire Avenue. That's right near the Waterson Expressway. According to Metro Police, the driver of the car was taken to U of L Hospital, where they are expected to survive. And keep in mind, this kind of crash is called an underride crash. And our focus team has been investigating these kinds of accidents for years, and our special reports here on the air to you. Safety guards on the back of trucks have already been required to minimize serious injuries and death in rear-end collisions. But the sides of the semis, well, they are still uncovered. As Secretary of Transportation under former President Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg told our focus team that federal research was being conducted on this. In the report, they found side guards are 97% effective in preventing deaths. That report to Congress came out last year, but there are still no federal regulations.